Hey, how you doing, my friend? Dan Denley here from GuitarZoom.com, and this is the first part of the acoustic guitar mini course. I'd like to teach you in this simple lesson the 5 most important major chords in open position that you need to know as an acoustic guitarist. So the first chord in these 5 chords is the simple C chord in open position, okay? And you're going to finger it like this. Now, the notes in this chord are C, E, and G, and even though we're actually playing 5 different strings, there are only 3 different distinct pitches, and those are C, E, and G. Now, you may say, well, hey, could I play the bottom string and make, since this is an E string, right, it would sound like this. So yes, it is part of that chord, but generally speaking, when we play that C chord, we don't play that open E, simply because it kind of makes it a little bit muddy. So when you're playing this chord, you generally just want to fret it this way and then just play on the top 5 strings. Okay, so that's your C chord. Now these 5 chords actually make up a word, caged, C-A-G-E-N-D. So that's kind of an easy way to remember it. The second chord is going to be your A chord, okay? And you can fret it actually 2 different ways. You can either play it like this, okay? Or you can swap your fingers around and play it like this. And you want to remember that the number one thing to know about fretting chords is that there's no like hard and fast rule as far as fingering them. You just want to do what feels natural, okay? So that's very important to know. Now, so we've covered C and we've covered A. Let's go over your D chord, okay? The D chord is going to be like this. Now, with D, because the notes are D, F sharp, and A, you can grab this bottom, or I should say you can grab the 5th string. Okay, and that's going to be your D chord. So we've covered C, A, and now D. That didn't spell caged. I should have gone to G. But anyway, okay, so we've already covered the D chord. All right, well, let's jump over to the G chord now. So your G chord is actually going to be, you're only going to fret on the 3rd fret 6th string, 2nd fret 5th string, and then the top string, or the top E, is going to be 3rd fret, okay? And you can finger it like this, or you could finger it with this ring finger here. Another way to do it would be to actually swap these around like this. Now, the reason you might want to consider that is because if you're playing a song that immediately goes to, let's say, a C chord, it's very easy to make that transition from G to C, as opposed to playing from here and then having to swap your fingers all the way around to get over to the C chord. Okay, so that is one reason you might want to consider fingering it like this if you have a chord change that goes to a C. All right, so we've covered C, A, and then G. Okay, we've already covered D. So the only other one we haven't done is actually the A chord. Oh, E. Yeah. So the E chord is going to be like this. Okay, and this is an open position E. Now, I would generally finger this chord like this. Sometimes you can do it like this, which is pretty rare, and the only reason I can think that you might want to try that is if you had an F chord coming up next. So, like if you were doing that, but we're not really covering F in this, that's more of a bar chord. So, generally speaking, you're going to have E like this. Okay? So those are our 5 most important chords in open position for acoustic. C, A, G, E, and D. Sorry for getting us out of order there, but those are the 5 chords. Hope you enjoyed that part of the course. And if you'd like more secrets and tips, you can always go to excuse me. You can always go to GuitarZoom.com. That's GuitarZoom.com. I'm Dan Denley. Take care, my friend.